everyone, Mars Jake8 here with a brand new album review. Today we're going to be reviewing Skillet's new album, Rise. Skillet is a Christian rock band that began in 1996. They've released 9 albums so far, their biggest being 2006 Comatose and Rise's last predecessor, the massive 2009 Awake, which was the first to interpret a hard rock duet formula between main vocalist John Cooper and drummer Jen Ledger. Though there's a 4-year gap between Awake and Rise, the similarities are anything but subtle. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Rise is a great album. It has a wide variety of different song styles and still manages to make most of them catchy and memorable. It also doesn't suffer the same setback as Awake did, where it started off great, but towards the end it got very repetitive. The album starts strong and it finishes strong. Songs like Rise, Not Gonna Die, Fire and Fury, and What I Believe show that Skillet can still effectively use their hard rock duet formula and still maintain their ability to switch right back over to having a single vocalist, such as songs like Sick of It and American Noise. I was also happy to see that they didn't try to overexploit the duet formula, but rather kept it balanced throughout the entire album. It was also interesting to see that Jen Ledger takes up the role as main vocalist on Salvation, while John Cooper takes on the role as the secondary vocalist. Even though Skillet has been able to carry on the original Awake formula and even make it better in some cases, there are still some setbacks to this album. The first one being that some of the songs have parts in them that are very similar to Awake. Just look at Not Gonna Die and What I Believe. The intros to both of these songs sound incredibly familiar to the song Awake and Alive. The next problem that I saw was that they also sound very similar to other artists. Examples of this are on Circus for a Psycho, which has an intro that sounds a shitload like AC/DC's Thunderstruck, and Madness in Me, which has a riff that is almost identical to 3 Days Grace's Animal I Have Become. Hell, even the titles of the two are almost metaphorics to each other. One of the last things I felt that took away from the album was My Religion. I don't know, I just didn't really like that song. It didn't really catch on with me. So positives for this album: it had a great variety of songs that never felt repetitive. The hard rock duet formula is still used effectively and balanced. Songs are memorable and catchy, and the duet feels and flows naturally. For negatives, the similarities between songs on this album and the songs from the last album are a little not so subtle. Songs are similar to other artists' songs, such as Circus for a Psycho and Madness in Me, and My Religion. I don't know, I just don't like that song at all. Either way, Rise took everything that was good about Awake and added on to it. For the most part, it did a damn good job of this, and it never felt repetitive, no matter how many times I listened to it. And most of the songs were catchy and strong and still on my iPod even as we speak. And even though some of the songs did sound very similar to other songs and My Religion really didn't sit well with me, this album was still a strong effort from Skillet. So for my final score, I give it an 8 out of 10. Good job, Skillet.